This company has no interest to give us service. They have interest to collect money. We need to call in back these shares and put it on the market, the 81%, and let the people buy these shares.
So, I'd like us to sell shares back to the Jamaicans.
Yes.
I have a feeling that the government of Jamaica is a little bit afraid of Marubeni. I think so. Because we could do much better in this country if somebody was talking to them from a government point of view.
Why you treat us this way, JPS? JPS, oh no. And them chop off the light again, JPS. JPS, they have to drop from the candle, them JPS, JPS.
Yes.
I believe that with the government of Jamaica still owning 18 or 19% shares in JPS, they should have put some pressure on JPS to put the proper infrastructure in place for the Jamaica Public Service Company. This company is a Jamaican company, but part owned by Marubeni. And I believe the government is not doing enough. They are not doing enough to convince JPS, Marubeni, or whoever they are, to put the proper infrastructure in place. Because we all have seen it now, and we all are experiencing now that something is wrong with JPS. I have a feeling that the government of Jamaica is a little bit afraid of Marubeni. I think so. Because we could do much better in this country if somebody was talking to them from a government point of view.
They have had 81% shares. Now, I think it is wise now for government to realize that it's not benefiting us as Jamaica. We need to call in back these shares and put it on the market, the 81%, and let the people buy these shares where we can be in charge and hire and fire. This company has no interest to give us service. They have interest to collect money. It's very evident. They need some competition. But before that competition can come, what we can do is take back this 81%, put it at the stock market, and let the people buy these shares. We can afford to buy it, and we can afford to ensure that we manage it. Who is representing us now with our percentages of the people? Nobody is representing us well. So I'm calling on the minister to take back these 81% shares, put it on the market, and let us buy it. We don't need a talk shop. The evidence has proven that these persons are not working with its own interests.
Why you treat us this way, JPS? JPS, oh no.
Marubeni is not suiting Jamaicans on a whole. Tourist resort era is suffering. Marubeni doing nothing.
There's one other thing I want to mention. JPS. I remember in Gilbert, which I don't know about St. Elizabeth because I know it got hit really bad. But I remember in Gilbert, it took 3 months to put back electricity in Negril. We got the linesmen who came in from England. At that time, the government owned JPS. Now, I feel several things need to happen. Because I'm concerned with global warming that one day we will have another Gilbert. And can we afford, Minister, as a tourism destination, to go without anything for 3 months? Yes, we survived COVID, but can we survive 6 months without any electricity? That is my question. So, I'd like us to sell shares back to the Jamaicans.
Yes. Would love to buy them.
Every 3 weeks another bill come. JPS said the money have to run, yeah.
We have a German embassy in Jamaica. The government did not even ask them for some help, or the American government, or the French government or any other government that has embassy in Jamaica for some help after hurricane. And that bothers me because every hurricane before that, the government has always looked out to foreign help. And if we had some foreign help in Jamaica, Negril would not be what it is right now.
But the thing is, I heard Minister Vaz saying that he was concerned about bringing in foreign help because of what it would do, what the government might be or might not be liable for. So my concern is, if JPS is still a foreign-owned company and we're not able to get assistance so easily, what will happen to us?
The situation before the hurricane was that the Jamaica Public Service, they were not servicing their operation properly on the West End, as far as I am concerned. There are many poles that were rotten for many years, and they have not replaced them. So you see, with a hurricane of that magnitude, not replacing the poles in a proper time and manner, it would have caused all these problems. Yet still, the few poles that went down could have been fixed within a 48-hour period. I cannot see why it's taking so long. Why have they not reached us in time to save our business? Because let me put it this way, the JPS is responsible, and the National Water Commission is responsible for a lot of the bad things that is happening on the West End. It appears to be that JPS has not paid much attention to the western part of the island when it comes towards new infrastructure like new poles and wires and conductors in place as the other areas of Jamaica. Because we have a dilapidated system on the west and the west part of Jamaica here. It's with the JPS situation. Their wiring, their conductors, their poles are all rotten out and ready to fall on somebody as a quint.
So some of the suggestions I'm making. JPS goes around every 6 months and bushes the lines. And they get somebody to hack up the trees.
No, it's reality.
What I am proposing is that the act be changed. There's some changes need to be done to the act. One of the first changes should be done to the act is that it is illegal to plant or have a tree growing underneath the JPS line, whether it's private property or public property. Because a lot of the lines that have gone down because trees have fallen underneath, because trees are going to be closed. You go to all the foreign countries, there's nothing growing underneath their main transmission lines. It's just grass, right? In Jamaica, we have trees all over the place. No, yes, I know we need more trees. I'm an environmentalist. But let's be sensible. Let's be sensible and take out the trees from underneath the JPS lines. First of all, we will get better and cleaner electricity, which costs all industries a whole heap of money every year because we're getting poor quality electricity. Because as soon as there's a little wind, the lines touch, and we all know what happens. So I think we need to go back and revisit the act that JPS comes under and look at some of these basic things that are not that difficult and are basic things that can help us to prepare for when that really awful hurricane, which we all pray will never come.
Every 3 weeks another bill come. JPS send the money.
Let me start with JPS. And I hope I'm still having the attention of this packed room here. The last report I received that we were just over 90% of the island returned. That's what, 5 days after the So we're not looking at a 3 months break.
No, but we didn't get a category 4 direct through the island like Gilbert. And I remember Gilbert, it went right through the island.
So Gilbert, no, I'm not disputing the fact that we didn't get a direct hit. But the truth is that looking at the severity of winds that would have passed, Gilbert hit us at a category 3. This hit us at a category 4. And past almost the entire south coast of the island, hitting the southwestern coast of the island, the hardest. But Kingston, which is the center of the capital of the country, withstood. People say it didn't get the heavy winds and the infrastructure stood up. But the point I'm making is that JPS reported that they had breaks in their main transmission lines, to the point of, out of the 72 points that they had of transmission points, 51 of them experienced some form of disruption. And they were able to return the core of the transmission back at relatively quick speed. The distribution lines, however, that's very challenging. So that's where the trees have had an impact. So I would say that in terms of the maintenance of their main transmission lines, that went fairly well, but they have to now, as you have rightfully said, we have to do more maintenance. But I tend to agree with you that we may have to review the Act to have stronger penalties, but even more enforcement at the local governance level about removing and ensuring that trees are not planted close to power lines. So I wouldn't say to you that there aren't lessons to be learned. There are lessons to be learned. So I would agree with you on that. But I would also want to say to you that our electricity infrastructure did stand up fairly well. And the JPS is to be credited for the speedy return. St. Elizabeth and Clarendon and a few other areas are still outstanding. They have given me a commitment that by the 13th, which is tomorrow, that the most of the island will be back. As I travel around, I don't know if that can be met, but hopefully within a few more days they will be able to return the entire island.
I am actually making preparation, which I have been making before the hurricane, that I am coming off the JPS grid. I am actually putting the finances in place because I am going to bring from Europe an electric solar system to take care of my property. I am basically coming off JPS grid because I am buying a solar system to take care of my place. So I will be no longer needed JPS. I saw some very inexpensive solar system in Germany a month ago that is inexpensive and much more proper than the Chinese one. And I would make a suggestion to Jamaicans to start tapping in that source.
JPS,